Alright, hey y'all, it's Pizza Hulk. We're back here today in the long dark. Good to be back. It's been a minute since I've streamed anything. I had a kind of a busy week, honestly. My schedule's kind of changed a little bit. We just got a lot of sick folks at work right now. There's a bug going around. So I've been going in a little bit earlier, getting off a little bit earlier, and I just been, by the time I feel like it's a good time to start streaming. So, but it's Tuesday, and it's a long, dark day, you folks, so I wanted to get an episode out. Uh, so let's see what we were doing last time. Last time we were basically doing the same thing we've been doing. Good Lord. We're doing something outside. Anyway, yeah, you know, making trades and focusing on that. Speaking of which, beep, 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 beep. Salt and apples. We're in a tough spot, it would appear. Anyway, yeah. Been kind of a busy week, like I said, and just big change of schedule. And then last night, I went back to my regular schedule, Pizza Works nights, and but because of my sleep schedule's been all screwed up, I only got like 5 hours of sleep, so I'm a skosh bit tired. Had a really fun time. I was eating some pretzels. You guys like pretzels? I love pretzels. There we go. Let's see. We needed 10, I think. Boop, boop, 12. Let's grab 12-seater. Not got a trade right off the bat here. I think everything else is water or food. And pretty sure we made some water last episode. Let's grab one of those. But yeah. We'll start out with a trade, and then we'll get into it. Anyway, how you guys doing? I hope you're out there having a great day. Hope you're doing what you want to do. Hope things are going well. I had a pretty good night at work last night. It was kind of busy. Most days I end up staying. Well, interwebs are already acting up, so we'll see what you heard. Anyway, yeah. I usually end up staying longer. And today wasn't really much different. Yeah, let's get some of that over yonder. I think I have some cured meat about ready.
Drop any of this gear.
Let's see. We'll pick up stuff until we hear Astrid complain, and then we'll go. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't a bad night. And whenever I'm busy, you know, things tend to move a little quicker. Just so occupied, you don't really notice time passing. I was working with one of my favorite coworkers. She cracks a lot of jokes, and it just brings the mood up at work. You know what I mean? So we had some fun. I was running around a lot last night, and at one point she was like, "What'd you do if I just tripped you?" I was like, I don't know. I'd probably just fall. And go back to work. And she's like, no, no. The answer is you're supposed to say, I'll trip your back. And I'm all like, I would probably plot revenge and get you later. But yeah, we had some fun making jokes and goofing around. That looks like a bear, so we'll go this way. Immersion. We're going to talk about immersion today. Let's knock out a few things first. But yeah, there's nothing like having a good coworker that you can crack jokes with and just have a little fun. You know what I mean? Just talking some smack and having a decent time, and when you're busy, just, you know, at the grind. Mm-hmm. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You know, even if... Oh, there we go. A little bit of snow. Even if Pizza isn't streaming video games, he's still playing video games, right? I've been spending some time in my Voyager run. I feel like I should do another side missions video coming up, because a lot has happened. In my Voyager run. Got moose stomped, but we got a moose hide. Got chewed on by another Aurora wolf. Yeah, you know what happens. These guys are pretty mean, man. Look, he never even left. We've been trading a lot. Hey, Mrs. Ray, how you doing? Good to hear from you. Just listening, right on. Yeah. Like I said, it's been busy. I've been busy with what I have to do. But yeah, we had a good time. I prefer work a little more lighthearted than so serious. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing well in the fam. And glad you're here to join me on another long dark adventure. But yeah, I've been getting a little beat up in the Voyager run. But we got a moose hide bag. Yeah, I didn't know that was a little piece. I hate overpaying. Is there a little piece over here? There we go. No. There we go. Pizza's cheap. Yoink. There we go. Got that one done. We need water. And then switcheroo. Firewood and our water. Nice. Another trade in the box. Pizza's always hoping for them pemmican bars. Just seems like that's what I do, I hope, a lot. Go a little light. Yeah, we need to get more meat. Over chaw. There we go. But the Voyager run has been fun. It's buoyed me, you know. Oops, well, I'm glad you and Mom are okay. It always sucks when the kids are sick, you know? And listen, I love my children. I do. I was a teacher. I love kids. but they're nasty and they get sick all the time. Like, I mean, basically, when my son is 7 years apart from my daughter, right? But basically, once they get out of elementary school, you know what I mean? Elementary school, middle school, you get ill. Like, they get ill, you get ill, everybody's ill all the time. And then by the time they get to high school, these kind of level out at least a little bit. And yeah, by the time my daughter hit 10th grade, I just have like a normal amount of illnesses, like once, maybe twice a year, Well, we caught some fish in the last episode, thanks to Mrs. Wright. Thank you, Mrs. Wright. Get some bait left. We might do some fishing in this one, too. Probably need to cook a few and get some oil. Oh, no. Oh, no. That really sucks. I gotta be honest. Right? I really don't think this is a dad thing. I think it's just a parent thing, right? Like, daughters going to dances and stuff is more important than my sons. Is that messed up? Whatever. They're grown. They have to live with it now. We can all talk about it in family therapy one day. But yeah. Oh, it's so bad. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I loved going to dances when I was in, well, I guess the first dance I went to was, we had like a little dance in 6th grade. Yeah, I always went to all that stuff. I love dancing. I love music. I always seem to be able to convince some some lovely lady to go and drink some punch and have a dance with pizza. So yeah, that just sucks. Let's see, it's the food thing. Yeah, we should probably focus on a little bit of fishing today. We get that fishing score up. How did we do last time? Yeah, I've got like hundreds of pictures. My daughter in her, her dance dresses, her homecoming dress, her prom dress. I got like 6 pictures of my son, going to his dances. All right, ice fishing. Yeah, we made a little dent. I think we finished the fishing book last episode. We did. Good. What are we doing on tools here? 90%, almost 90%. Let's go see if the cedar's back. Yeah, I'm sorry she missed out. That really sucks. And you want to be like, there'll be other dances. Like, well, you don't want to be. You have to be. There'll be other dances. You'll get other opportunities. But, like, you remember what that's like being a kid. And you're just like, oh, they're crushed. They're so sad. keep grabbing sticks. Grab a little firewood. Especially these guys. Oh, a lot of sticks. I think maybe we'll run up the road a little ways and try to recoup some of our cedar here for this trade. Yeah, I learned a lot. So I think it was, I guess it was my, what was it? 7th grade dance. I had a girlfriend, right? And we went to the dance. And the thing is, like I said, the 6th grade dance, I was like just dancing with people, dancing with girls, just having a good time or whatever. It was like my first dance with like a girlfriend. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, I'm not a particularly shy person, but I got shy for some reason. I don't know. It happens, right? And so we go, and we're at the cafeteria, right? And for whatever reason, oh yeah, boys do need extra love when they're sick. They can't help it. Perfect time for us to be little whiny babies. That's fur. Oh, that's fur. We want Mama's hug, Mama's kisses, and Mama's Campbell's soup. But anyway, yeah, so we go, and I just, like, I wasn't dancing. I wouldn't, like, go out on the floor. And she got so mad. She was like, if you don't dance with me, I'm going to break up with you. 7th grade drama, right? So I went out, and we danced for a bit. And I was doing, like I said, the shy boy thing. I was, like, doing that. We'll do the slow dance, you know, the rock back and forth thing. Michael Jackson was huge. Pizza's old. And we gotta go dance. So we're not gonna be cool. We're not gonna be the cool kids. And I got it together, and we went out and had a good time. And then she broke up with me 2 weeks later, anyway. Yep, young love. That's how it works. I should eat that. Well, we got room. Yeah, fish in our body too. Yeah, delicious. Grab a drink. She's a sweetheart. We're friends on Facebook. We have, you know, marriages, divorces, kids. It's funny to talk with people from the olden days. Yeah. No, I'm actually, like, I don't have, like, any exes that are, like, that hate me or anything, or that I hate. I think generally, well, I get 7th grade. Come on. If you held a grudge from 7th grade, you're the problem, right? Let's grab this one. But yeah, I genuinely and generally get along with, like, every ex that I have. In my life. Because I'm a very, like, you know, at least in this manner, you know, I don't date people exactly like me, but I'd like to date people who are kind of like-minded, right? And if you don't treat it as like, hey, we were this, we were that, we were young, we were old, we were whatever. We had some, you know, some kicks and giggles. We had a good laugh. We had a good time. Hopefully, we learned some things. Yeah, it was what it was. It is what it is. Yoink, yoink. And I was never with it. Like I've been, like I said, I'm divorced, but I've never like been with somebody to the point where I was like, oh, I hate you. It just feels, I don't know. It just feels awful. Like you don't want to hate somebody. You want to get to that point. But I always had an ethos. It's like you know, listen, if it's not working, and I tell people this, you know, if you're like, I think I might want to kick this relationship. I might want to be with somebody else. That's when you need to break up. It's okay to break up. It happens. Let's check some of this in here. We didn't get quite all of it back, but we got most of it back. That'll work for now. This is still full. Perfect. I mean, honestly, we're just kicking it until the Aurora kicks in. I really do need to work on my organization. It's a little out of control. There we go. That, we don't need those. Young love. It is what it is. And that's what I tell my kids. I was like, listen, I know uh, 3 couples, right, that fell in love in school, high school, even one couple even in junior high, right? That's old pizza is when I went to junior high. And, oh, one of my Christmas lights is out. I should probably take those down. Anyway, you know, and stayed together. I was like, the person that you're hanging out with, the person that you're super in love with, the person that is like the penultimate of your being right now, you're probably not going to get married. That's not how this works. They were like, oh, you're a grumpy Gen Xer. But, you know. Young love is fun. It's exactly what it should be. Oh, yeah, the fat trunk. I got some shrooms and let's put it in here. Crap. But you know what? Let's get these in here. Well, what can we do? What can we do? This is my windbreak, so I don't really want to break any of these down. Are there some on the other side I haven't chopped up? Maybe. Yeah, there we go. We don't need these.
The sun is setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
Thank you, Astrid. Super observant. I mean, this seems like a pretty good spot for a second fire on this side. I just don't think I'm going to ever need it, so let's just take these now. There's our Aurora. I was like, yeah, we might get the Aurora, so we should probably just go for it. Yeah, all throughout school, I went to every dance. Once I got over my shyness, like I said, I learned a lot in 7th grade about girls and about dances. You got to dance. You got to get out there. You can't just slow dance either. Yeah, we'll just toss them in here. All right. I think we'll check the sticks outside. We'll grab some of the meat. Take that over there with us. We need to eat too. We'll do that. And the thing I really understood early on, like, oh, there we go. That's what we needed. Perfect. Oh, man. Anyway, everybody looks kind of goofy dancing. There's like, there's always a few kids that are actually like super coordinated, got really great rhythm. Maybe they practice at home. I don't know. There's just some natural, like, good-looking dancer types, And most people aren't. So if everybody else is kind of looking foolish, then it's just a good time. Try not to deny yourself a good time. I helped my son and daughter learn like a little bit of dancing. We were popping and locking in the living room. No, that didn't happen. No. But I was a drama student, and so I learned all kinds of stuff. But your basic 4-step, your rock back and forth, that was me. That kind of stuff. Well, I pass that along to my kids, so they feel at least a little more comfortable. Feels weird having all this scent on me. After playing my other playthrough. Yeah, there's a lot of smack talk about like millennials and Gen Z, not, My son is barely a millennial, and my daughter is a Gen Z. I guess my son is one of those where you can kind of pick either way. But they went to tons of dances. They had a good time. I feel like I socialized them well, I guess is the point. My daughter's a little more shy, definitely more Gen Z. I didn't ever push her, but I was like, listen, it's one of those things where, like, do you want the memory or not? You know what I mean? What do you want to get out of this experience? When you're 30, 40, 70, do you want to be like, yeah, I went to the homecoming, I went to prom, I went to you know, the Halloween dance, whatever. If not, that's fine, but regret is just one of those things you don't want to, you want to try to avoid. I guess that's more like what I was trying to teach my kids, I suppose. It's okay if you're just really not into it. That's you. But if you're kind of like, maybe, then you probably should. A dancing aurora. Pizza's clapping. I love these. A lot of color, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of movement. I missed the red. I'm not seeing a lot of red. But yeah, I didn't push, but I strongly encouraged. Do all the dumb high school stuff, junior high stuff. You know, have a boyfriend, have a girlfriend, go to the dance, get involved in a little bit of drama. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Whatever regrets you have at the moment, you probably will look back on it and be like, oh yeah. Oh, I forgot to... Damn it. Ah! I forgot to tell the trader that we were going to trade. That's the one thing... I was just locking the box, did it? Anyway, yeah, let's try this. Go. Home. Oh my god. We don't screw up the Aurora. I'd hate to miss this chance to get another trade. Yeah. If you don't have kids and you plan on having kids, you know, like I said, don't push them. That's the worst approach. But strongly encourage. Like, look, you know, just give it a shot. There's our scary Aurora bear. He's very glowy, thankfully. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Auto walk. I'm trying to auto walk. Why don't you auto walk? Ah, there we go. Yeah. And you know, my ex-wife, she was like popular, but not like social. And she was the same way. She was like, look, I didn't really go to dances. I didn't really like, you know, I didn't go to every football game. I didn't do all that stuff, but maybe you should. Pizza is a social creature. So, if you'd like to comment, say hello, feel free. I don't mind. Listen, I talked to the void, like, and this is right, like, 80% of the time. So, you know. And I've got a topic today. We're going to get to it. That's why I named the video Too Immersive? Oh, question mark? And I'm pretty excited. I think it's a pretty good topic. Because we're going to talk about the next game. We're going to talk about Black Frost. But I'm teasing it right now. We'll get there. I promise. Yeah. I was a bit like, well, all right. Let's throw in the ADHD, right? So I was kind of a class clown. I mean, mostly it was just my inability to sit still and concentrate on one thing at a time. But I like making people laugh and entertaining. Let's give them the beep, 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 beep.
Hey, what's the story?
Morning glory.
On it.
Shave and a haircut. 2 bits. All right, let's get this going. But just like my parenting, if you want to just lurk and hang out, I just hope you have a good time. Oh, moose and yeah, I got moose stomped in my Voyager run. But we killed the moose, so we had 10 days to sit around anyway. Alright, let's get our goodies. Hopefully, you guys, do you know what I'm hoping for? Can anyone guess? Can anyone guess? Bueller. Pemmican bars! We want the Pemmican bar trade. We want to reduce the overall cost of trades. Oh, we got some wind. A bit tired. A little bit tired. Oh, I'm loving it today. I'm looking out my window. I'm so excited. So it's been frozen for weeks now. But today and tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 50s. And hopefully, finally, this snowy, icy mess is going to melt a lot in the next couple days. Really looking forward to that. I still kind of have to skate to my car, you know. Roads are fine. But parking lot in my townhome development, not so good. In my work boots, crunch, crunch, crunch. My regular shoes, yeah. It's like skating to the next thing I can grab a hold to so I don't fall. I'll tell you how bad the ice is. So I slipped and fell last week. Like when I went to the ground, I threw out my left hand to stop the fall, and no joke, just cut my thumb really bad on the ground, but the ground was ice. So just that's how solid everything is. Such a good... There's the reds. Hey, the red made it into it. Yeah. Beautiful aurora. Oh, yeah. Right over this hill. Look at this. Looks so fantastic. Like it's a lot of movement, a lot of color. Those are my favorites. Everything's just green and just kind of sitting there. This is nice. That's what I want to see. Alright. What did we get? Like a bag of salt and something? Not an exciting trade. Apples. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Salt's good. You know, maybe we'll swing by the fishing shack on the way back. We'll get some of them smaller fish. Well, I need the oil, though. I don't really have snares put out, though. Well, alright. Yeah, we're going to grab some smaller fish. So, if you don't know, those little rabbit pieces and those little fish, we can turn into 900. I got real Alabama there for a minute. 900 Cali. We get more out of it than we should. Hey, I didn't make the game or the mechanics. We're just going to use what we can get. A little bit of cheese never hurt anyone. Cheese is delicious. It is super cold, so we've got and we're really wet for some reason. Why are we so wet? 49-degree warmth bonus. It's not snowing.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
I'm not sure you can either, but we're going to do what we can do, Lester. How did I get so wet? I mean, I know it was snowing earlier, but... Go on, get! Get! Huh. I'm a little confused. Wouldn't be the first time. Go on. Yeah, let's just go this way. We are soaked and freezing. For some reason. I guess it's the season. There's no pleasing. I'm just teasing. Alright, let's get back on the road and get home and... Yeah. Yeah. Get this trade going. Pemmican bars, gonna give me pemmican bars. Look at all that red. Ah, it's so beautiful. Yeah. Like I said, I'm setting up a conversation. It's coming. I got a good topic.
I can't feel my hands.
Poor Astrid can't even feel her hands. That's how much this is important to me. Been a while since we took any damage. Look, even in the immersion run, death is just around the corner. Let's have a look at the lights though. So pretty. Astrid's gonna get mad at me real soon. Rightfully so. Alright, let's go talk to the cranky old man. Ooh. I feel like I got really loud. I got real loud after we got all that wind. Hey guys, what's going on? Very soft.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Alright, once we speak to him, we're locked in. We can do what we want.
You again?
Really? Who else would it be?
This is my stash.
I don't like the way he says it. Mm. Hey, you know what? We lost this T-shirt from the Great Crash and Save Loss, so we're getting it back. I love the Camp Mystery T-shirt, so we're getting that. We'll get some more salt. Millions of peaches, peaches for you. Millions of peaches. Yeah, it's yeah.
Heading out.
Thanks, bud. You're the best. Uh-huh. I say we have a quick little fire. Right. We warm up a skosh. You get a little rest, a little warmth, maybe make a little water. Yeah. Boom. There we go. Check that in first, and then a bunch of sticks. Get nice and toasty. Try to reduce the wear and tear on our clothing a little bit. We'll hang out by the fire. A little bit of agua. It's got totally frozen. What are we at? 87%. Could be better. 100. Time of day, yeah, we should just get nice and toasty. Little sleep here. Let's eat a little food. Oh, I got all. I was like, what's my weight doing? I got all these little fishes on us. I guess we'll throw them in the salt box while you can see. Open says a pizza. You make those in there. And we're getting a little crazy with the salt here. There we go. Food. Watch on one of these. Why not? It's been a while since we had a delicious cattail. Slug a bit of this. And let's get, you know, a good night's sleep. All right. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in less than 2 minutes. I need a little bit of caffeinated beverage, and we're going to start the topic that the video is named for when I get back. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, back at it. So we're definitely going to work on this trade, and then I'll be doing some other things in the background. But it's time to introduce the topic of the day. Yes. And that is 2 hides, 12 fur, fish meat, and water. 2 hides. There we go. Topic of the day. Too immersive, right? So I've been thinking about this for a couple of reasons. Hold on. I gotta be honest, I've been playing some other survival games. I know. Pizza. But I'm curious, in all honesty, what direction are we going in for Black Frost, right? So, a lot of elements, a lot of different things have been added, particularly, at least in the timeline for The Long Dark. Remember, this game's been around for like 12 to 14 years or something crazy like that. We have scurvy, manage your vitamin C, etc. What are we really looking for in Black Frost? What do we think they're going to do in Black Frost? Because I always feel like, anything, little changes and everything to a game before they bring out a new game is an indicator of what's going to happen. So, of course, right now in the Long Dark, temperature, one of the main things, right? We have afflictions that you can get naturally, that you can get through misery, right? We get food poisoning, we can go a little bit, there's a little bit of a sanity check, if we stay inside too long. Like I said, vitamin C now, fatigue. Infection. What do we think they're going to add to Black Frost? And what should they add? And do we really want it? And how should it be implemented? You know what I'm saying? And you guys feel free to comment. Like I said, while we're chatting, I'll happily chat you up. Or later on, if you want to just make a comment, I'll respond. But how deep are we looking to get in Black Frost, right? So I was thinking about some of my other favorite survival games and games that implement other, other things. So, are we looking for, like, maybe a nuclear power plant? We have to worry about radiation. Are we upping our sanity check from just, by the way, staying indoors too long, that's the dumbest thing. I hate it. I hate it. That whole thing just is ridiculous. But anyway, I could live inside for a month. And remember, we're going outside every day to get fish. We're going outside every day to hunt. We're going outside every day to pick up firewood. We're not really, but, this weird little ticking clock we seem to have that makes you need to go sleep in a car.
can drop any of this gear.
No, but we can put it in this box right here. We got any more bad bear meat? Yeah, actually, let's leave this one around. Yep, a little bit of older meat. Like, how far do we want to go with this, I guess? So, are we going green hell, where we're like vitamin C, carbs, protein, you know? Are we adding in radiation? And how do we deal with sanity levels? Like, let's say they introduce VCRs and videotapes, right? During Aurora, I can kick it in my chair. And hey, let's see if we can get a pistol shot in this deer. Sir. You know, so I'm in a nice sweet chair. I got my legs up. I got the fireplace roaring. I got some music in the background. You know, I got a nice warm comfy sweater. I got some magazines or a book to read. You know, does that greatly increase my sanity as opposed to being in a cave, halfway starving, sharpening my knife with my whetstone, you know? Decent amount of rabbits, deer heads, just do this down here. Right. And then, are we looking for like a perk tree or classes? You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's say I am a doctor or an EMT or just somebody who's medically oriented, right? Are we looking for like a skill tree or a perk set that goes along with that? So, you know, I make bandages for cheaper, I heal faster if I'm medically inclined. You know, are we introducing like an engineer class? So like maybe I can need less parts to fix a generator, or you know, a tech class where like maybe you can get a laptop and you can use that to study other things, or you know, entertain yourself to get that buff. Like, how far do we really want to go? Were you a survivalist? Before the apocalypse? Maybe you get a bonus to fishing or hunting. Maybe you're better at preserving food. Is that what the Long Dark needs? Is that what we want? Because I feel like these are all things to consider, you know? Again, mechanically inclined, or just craftsmanship, you know? You're, you're a handyman type, so you're better at building things, you can build things faster, maybe even recipes. You know, are available for different skill class, whatever you want to call it, perks. Do we want to introduce a perk tree, a class system into the long run? Because I think whether we want it or not, I think that's coming. I really do. I think they're going to... Let me see. Is it worth getting this cedar? I'm going to give it a shot. You know, you were a lumberjack before the apocalypse, so you chop wood faster. You know what I'm saying? Now we'll go this way. I'm not sure how I feel about it, if I'm being honest. I see the benefit for, you know, expanding what we can do in the game. You know, maybe you're ex-military. So, ooh, this is some serious snow. So maybe you're better at maintaining and cleaning guns. Maybe you're a better shot right off the bat. Maybe you were a chef, so you're better at preparing food. You have more food knowledge and possibly more food recipes. And like I said, my main question and concern is, like, do we want that? And how should it be set up? Should it be some broad categories or specific categories? Like I said, are you an EMT? Yeah, I think we're getting a blizzard. Is there an engineering class, a survival class, a medic class, or just Joe Schmo? You know what I'm saying? How do we approach that, and what do we really want from that? And what's it really worth it to, you know, add to the game? To the overall experience. How immersive do we want to get? And like I said, I think part of me understands it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. We want to expand. We want to make things
I'm not sure I
greater,
can carry much
better.
more.
The Long Dark, at least, is sort of like the base way that it is. Basic way that it is now.
Alright, it's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter.
It's pretty simplified. You know, how much more complication do we want to add? How much more immersiveness, you know, do we need? And I'm, like I said, I'm kind of torn. I feel like oh, it's a red aurora, my favorite. Look at that moon. Look at it. 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 Freaking awesome. But did we get carried away? Like, I guess that's the question. At what point would Black Frost get carried away? Like, does my character need to read a certain magazine to get better sanity? And do I need to eat and drink certain things because my character is more set up in this direction? Are there tools that are going to be fairly useless in one playthrough, but extremely helpful in another? I kind of feel like they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna put it like at least a class system, and I also feel like a perk tree is coming. So that, and listen. If you are a particular type of player, and this works out in your favor, amazing, right? But is there still going to be a way that you can just play the game? They offer a lot of customization in this game. They offer like some crazy weird, you know, difficulties that don't make sense. Stalker is harder on wolves. Interloper is easier on your fatigue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not. Hinterland's not opposed to this already.
Got more for me?
Oh, he's getting a little weird.
On my way.
You getting a little crazy on me, trader? That's alright. It's the apocalypse. What you gonna do? My biggest concern is sanity, because I think they're really leaning into that. You know? I hate sanity checks. I hate that, personally. So can I play the game customized without worrying about that? But the other end is going to be feats, right? So I feel like feats are going to be still a broad spectrum kind of thing. That you might need to play different classes and work through different perk trees to get those feats. Because they already kind of have that set up, you know what I'm saying? So you want settled mind, you have to play a certain way. And I don't know. I'm not a fan of locking things behind a particular type of playthrough. But I also am not a jerk and think, oh, it's got to be this way or it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of stuff in the Long Dark I don't do. I don't do challenges. I don't find that interesting at all. I just don't. I don't care. I want to play whiteout. I want to. Yeah. So if I'm forced into a situation to get a particular feat that can help me in a different type of playthrough, is that what I want to do? And again, how immersive do I want to get? I don't think sprains... Well, here's the thing. I think sprains are a good addition to the game. I just don't think it's implemented well. Right? Same thing with the wolves. I don't think the wolves are implemented well in this game. I don't hate wolves in the game. It's not my favorite trope. But they're just not implemented well. One wolf should not in my run. One wolf should not be the bane of my existence. It doesn't make sense. One wolf versus human, wolf should run away. But I've always said, if the wolf goes and gets its pack, like, I need to kill this wolf right now, or it's going to get 12 to 30 of its, brothers and sisters. Holy smokes. That's exciting and interesting to me. That feels like it's worth having. And do we go beyond the bounds of reality? Which is normal for a video game. Just like this game. So I want to point this out. I looked this up recently. Because I keep saying this. I'm like, we drink way too much water and we eat way too much food in this game. Particularly on a Stalker and below. Interloper's a little more balanced. Weirdly enough. But... And do your research, people. Do your research, because
this pack is getting kind of heavy.
The very first thing I found said that a 150-pound human should normally drink about 10 pounds of water per day. I was like, no friggin' way. And Pizza was correct. A 200-pound male who's fit, not skinny, not muscular, just average, right? And so, let's say around 6'2", 200 pounds, you can carry your weight as, at 200 pounds, that's just normal. It's just you walking around. If you're not working out, if you're not, like, traversing in the long dark, 6 to 6.5 pounds of water. Yeah. If you are muscular, so let's say you're 5'9" and 200 pounds of muscle, you're going to need a little more water. And if you're working out, you're going to need even a little more than that. So around 7.25 pounds. You people who are on the metric system, just get on your phone and figure it out. But we're drinking like 11 pounds of water. I mean like 10 to 14 pounds of meat a day. You would die. And we're doing that making moose-hide bags and stuff. Forget when we're wandering around and doing stuff. If they could temper that and make it a little more realistic, pizza would be a happy boy. And same thing with the nuance with the wolves. Let's make it a little more realistic. One or two wolves spots you, you better kill them. Because you're going to get a pack. And a pack of wolves is like 12 to 24, 30 wolves. Then you're screwed. Super aggressive bears, maybe like a year and or plus into the apocalypse. But day one, they don't care about you. They're gonna run away. They're still bears. But that also depends on the timeline of Black Frost. Are we coming in like a year or two into the apocalypse? Because look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Just look at it. Screenshot. Because there's probably going to be some hungry bears. I also looked up Arctic animals. We're missing a lot of opportunities here. So it's like, are there Arctic squirrels? And there are. They're not really squirrels, they're groundhogs or ground squirrels, depending on which part of the world you live in. But beyond that, there's tons of different types of these Arctic ground squirrels. And then a lot of ferrets. And, ermine. And ermine is extremely warm
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Are
fur.
you there?
Maybe you need to take down 24 ermine to get an ermine coat, but...
The lights are out, so I figured you'd be on the air.
And this one kills me. The lights are on.
Here's what I got on board.
Pemmican bars, pemmican bars, pemmican bars! Nope. Alright, let's get some coffee. No, never mind. I'm not explaining to you. Just grumbling, I'm grumbling. What am I going to do with all this salt?
Okay then.
Yay! Oh, but you guys let me know what you think. You know, how deep do we need to go? How many mechanics do we need to add? Are we looking, like I said, I think it's coming no matter what. I think that we're going to have classes, you know, like I said, medic, mechanic, engineer, survivalist, that kind of stuff. I definitely feel like there's a perk system coming, and I also am pretty positive that sanity is going to be a big deal. And become way more important, game expanding, annoying. It sort of depends on how you look at it. What do you guys think? What would you like to see? Like, what do you feel is missing? That you would like to see implemented? How much more difficult can we make this, right? And that's a big deal to Long Dark players, you know. They figured out ways to make this game even harder in custom mode before there was ever a misery mode, you know. We invented a misery mode before it was a thing. Like, if we're already making it harder, then obviously there's a desire for that. So, there are plenty of people who would like this to be even more miserable and way tougher. Which seems a little crazy to me. Again, I think they're going to go heavy on insanity or sanity kind of thing. I definitely think we're going to get a class system with possibly perk trees so that, you know, there'll be certain advantages and disadvantages to the type of person you were or are at the beginning of all this. throw in factions. That's another thing to consider. I think Black Frost is going to be very... I think we're going to be familiar with the environment. Familiar with certain mechanics. But I feel pretty positive overall it's going to be a very, very, very different game. We're talking Unreal Engine 5. So it's going to look amazing. But the things that they can implement, it just blows my mind. Like, it's going to be pretty crazy. I think Black Frost and OG Long Dark, I think they'll have, like I said, they'll have similarities, but I think in essence, and honestly, I think they're going to be like two very different games. I really do. Again, feel free to say hey to Pizza and let me know. You can leave a comment and I will respond later. Up to you. But yeah. And again, customization. Hopefully there's a lot more. Because a lot of people like to play, you know, Gunloper and make things harder in this direction and that. And we're playing a customized run right now. What's old Pizza gonna do in the Lawn Dark 2? Whatever it is, it's gonna be fun, I guarantee. We're not gonna have a bad time. I will game it out like I do. Because I'm a gamer. Dang it. And will it give us a colored crosshair? Come on. A white crosshair and everything is covered in snow. Dumbest crap I've ever seen in a game. One of the worst decisions ever. Honestly, where'd my arrows go? Aw. Don't judge me. Where? Hmm. At least more arrows this way, I swear. Yeah. Alright. Another arrow to the ether. But anyway, that's what's been rumbling around my mind recently. There it is. Ha. Where does the line go from here? I'm really hoping for, like, a ton more customization. I'm not opposed to a class system or skill tree, perk tree kind of situation. I'm just more or less curious how it's going to be received by the whole long dark brain on this, you know? What does the collective do? We are the Borg. We're Borging it up. Oh, the musings and the wonderings of a pizza. Alright. I think we're going to call this a video. I've had a good time. I'm glad everybody joined in. Thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate you guys so much. I really do. I want to thank Mrs. Wright, as always, for being the #1 pizza fan, saying hello, and giving me props, and sending the video out into the world. Thank you so much. I want to thank everybody that likes, subscribes, shares, says hello, and does all the things. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you. I posed a lot of questions in this video. Feel free, like I said, to comment. I will always respond to any comment I ever get. Every single one, I promise. That's going to do it for today. Guys, I gotta go to sleep. Pizza's tired. I'm super tired. And I'm also hungry. So I need to eat, watch a little TV, and let the food digest and then go to sleep. So we got a minute. Before it's all over. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Like I said, love you guys joining the stream. Thank you. I really appreciate you watching me. You guys are amazing. I do this for fun and really have a good time when I do it. So love entertaining people, love having people say hello. All right. I'm out. If you happen to catch this, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you see this at a later date or time, thanks for watching. I really hope you guys have a great day. I really do. And please, please, please be good to each other. Pizza's out.